Hi there, I'm Melissa Mortensen, a blogger, a designer, a mom, and an avid Disney fan. Our family's been visiting the Walt Disney World Resort for over 20 years. I've traveled there with babies, toddlers, teens, tweens, and even a few times with just my husband. The Walt Disney World Resort represents a unique challenge when it comes to packing. There's a lot of things that you think seem obvious to take, but then there's also a few things that I consider must-haves that are things that you might not really think about or might not be quite so obvious. I just got back from a recent Disney trip and I'm in the process of unpacking, and I thought that I would take a few minutes and share with you some of my favorite things to take with me when I go to a Disney resort. One of the things that I love most about visiting the Walt Disney World Resort is that when you're there on Disney property, you feel like you're in an entirely different world. You're completely disconnected from your everyday life, and it's a great way to take a vacation. But one of the downsides of taking a vacation that way is, since Disney World is its own world, is that sometimes it's hard to get a hold of some of the things that you might need from home. For this reason, I think that packing for Disney is especially important. There's some things that you're gonna want in your bag, things you might not have thought about, things that you can pick up inside the parks but might be a little bit too expensive. So I thought I would share with you today some of my favorite Disney packing tips. Traveling Mom has a free printable Disney packing list that you can find on their website. It's got all the things that you're going to want to take with you on your Disney vacation. It's got things that you might forget, things that you might not realize that you need, and a lot of suggestions for things to pack, especially if you're traveling with young kids or toddlers. Let's start by talking about some of the things that I think are must-haves when you visit a Disney park. The first thing you're going to need is a really good pair of walking shoes. Everybody kind of has something different that they like that works well with their feet. Personally, I like my Adidas. One trick that I do have to share with you is I pull out the insoles that come with my shoes and I add athletic insoles into them. Then I also take an extra set of insoles with me on the trip, so that way if I feel like I've worn these out or they're bothering my feet, I can just swap them out really easily. The next thing you're gonna need is a raincoat. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, Florida is very rainy. I have been to Disney World at all times of the year and had trips where I've had no rain at all and had trips where it rained every day. You can buy rain ponchos in the Disney parks. They're kind of expensive. We've bought them before when we had to, when there was an emergency, but I really prefer not to use them. I like to pack a portable rain parka. This one is mine. It just folds up into this little pouch. It's really easy to unpack and it's also really lightweight. So when I take it with me in the morning, I don't feel like I'm lugging around a really heavy raincoat with me all day. And I picked this one because it has Dalmatians on it and it reminded me of Disney a little bit. Another must-have for me when I'm visiting Disney World is a hat. I have fair skin, and spending all day out in the sun at Disney World, it just does me in sometimes. So I always make sure to pack a baseball cap or a visor. I love the visor because it gives you sun protection, but it's not as hot, especially on days when it's really warm outside. And this one is one of my favorites. I got this in the Disney parks last time I visited. If you're traveling with children, I would highly recommend a hat for sure, because like I said, it's really sunny and spending all day out in the sun, it can really wear on you after a while. Another thing that we always take as a must-have is something fun. Some sort of fun Disney item. For my girls, it was always Minnie Mouse ears. We collected them over the years, and now when we go and visit, they actually plan their outfits out beforehand and pick out which Minnie ears they want to take with them that they think will match their outfits the best. Depending on who you're traveling with and what kind of thing they like, you can get Mickey Mouse hands, you can get crazy hats. My son had a goofy hat that he loved, but for me, part of the fun is enjoying the Disney magic, and so I always love to take some kind of fun Disney souvenir with us when we go. Another must-have for me for Disney is a backpack. I have to say that I have been converted to carrying backpacks with me at Disney World. I love that I can throw all the things I need in it for the day and then put it on my back, and I don't have to worry about it being in my way all day. And this one especially I love because it has a spot on the side to put a water bottle, so you're not reaching in and out for it all day. It also has a front pocket so I can grab my phone or those kind of things that you need to grab all day long and have easy access to. I also use my backpack to display some of my very favorite pins. If you do this, make sure that you purchase these little pin backs. You can get them at the Disney resorts. And what they do is they screw onto the back of your pins, so as you bump around with things, you don't lose your pins throughout the park during the day. Let's talk a little bit about Disney pins. They are a fun and bright and colorful souvenir that you can get from your trip, and they are really fun to trade. If you're not familiar with it, how it works is if you see a Disney cast member with a lanyard, or most of the time now they have a pin board at their station, and you see a pin that you like, you can trade any one of your pins for any one of their pins. When my kids were younger, we would always take lanyards and they would decide what kind of pins they wanted to collect that trip. So my last trip that my daughter took with this lanyard was she was collecting Minnie Mouse pins. So you can see that she has got a few of them. Usually when we're pin trading, I like to carry my pins in a smaller pouch. This is one a friend made for me, but you can buy small pouches at stores easily. And we kind of just put them in here, and I just know that these are pins that we can trade. And then the ones that we really love and that my kids really love, then we would go ahead and attach those to their lanyards or to my backpack. These are, just to show you actually, these are the little pin backs that I was talking to you about earlier. Again, it's hot in Florida. It's sunny, which is one of the things we love about it, especially in the winter, but you do need to be prepared. Make sure you pack some sunscreen with you, whatever kind your family likes. That's what I found works best. Also, take some sort of aloe vera gel with you in case you do get a sunburn and have spent too much time in the sun. This really helps cool down at the end of the day. Sunglasses are another must for me. And I don't know if you know this, but you can get free water in the Disney parks. You can get free ice water at many different locations throughout the parks. Things have changed a little bit with that recently. There are a few places in the parks that offer refillable water bottle stations, so ask about those. Let's talk a little bit about some of the practical items that you want to have with you when you visit the parks. If you are staying at, especially if you're staying at a Disney resort hotel, I recommend magic bands. If you book your trip early, you can order these directly from Disney and have them shipped to your house ahead of time. They have a lot of different kind of custom ones that you can pick from. They'll even put your kids' names on the back so you don't get mixed up who is who. If you don't order them before you go, there's lots of really fun ones to pick from in the parks. And it's really easy to take the code on the back and add it to your My Disney Experience app and use it all day. But for me, these are absolute must. We actually just visited the Disneyland resort for one of the first times, and they don't have magic bands there. And my husband and I were talking about how much we miss having magic bands. Another thing that I love to have with me is some sort of phone case with a loop or a pop socket or a lanyard, because you're going to be taking your phone in and out of your bag all day long. You're going to have things that you're juggling in your hands and you don't want to drop your phone. So I liked this phone case that has an elastic band on the back, and then I have my Disney lanyard, and depending on how busy I am or what's going on, sometimes I'll just go ahead and click this lanyard to the back of my phone, so then I can put this around my neck or just kind of slip it around my wrist really easily, and I don't have to worry about dropping my phone all day long. A few practical things that you're gonna need. I recommend taking some basic medicines in with you. They do sell these in the parks. You can ask for them if you go to the counter. They don't have them out on display, but if you go and ask the cashier. But definitely always take some Tums, because we love Disney snacks And sometimes we're not very good at limiting ourselves or knowing when to stop. So Tums are a must. And then we also like to take some sort of pain reliever because walking 10, 13 miles a day can really do a number on your back. You're also absolutely going to need some sort of portable backup charger. Disney has so many great things on their app. The My Disney Experience app, and now with the Disney Genie app coming out, there'll be even more. You can mobile order, you can check hours, you can check for characters and events and entertainment and see when all that's happening. You're gonna be on your phone all day. And that's not even counting all the times that you're just taking pictures with it. So I definitely recommend bringing a backup portable charger. In addition to your raincoat, you always want to make sure that you take some sort of sweatshirt or light jacket with you to the Disney parks. Florida, especially in the spring and fall, can get chilly in the evenings or early in the morning. When you go to the Disney parks, you definitely want to take some sort of Disney magic with you. Over the years, we've collected lots of fun Disney souvenirs, from ears to hats to all kinds of things. Did you know that kids can dress up in costumes at Disney World? If you are traveling with small children, you might want to go ahead and pick up your costumes beforehand. They're usually less expensive if you buy them before, and you don't waste time searching for your kid's size at the stores. When my kids were little, that was one of their absolute favorite things to do when they visited the parks. Now that they're older, there's a few things that we like to take with us. My girls love taking their Mickey ears. We've collected lots of different styles and colors over the years. They love to plan out the outfits they're gonna wear ahead of time and coordinate their ears with them. And they also love, when we get there, checking to see what the newest style is. We love these fun Mickey hands. They're crazy and they're big, I realize, but they make for some really cute pictures, especially little kids in front of the castle. There's not very many things that are cuter than seeing a little kid with his hands in these gloves, Home Alone style, in front of the castle. One of the new things that we like to take with us are these shoulder sitters. These are new to the Disney parks within the last few years. They have lots of different ones. There was a Baby Yoda, an orange bird, Baby Groot, and all kinds of fun characters from the Disney stories that you can get. It's especially fun to do these, especially with tweens. This is a really cool activity, is they can go around the parks and take pictures and selfies with Pascal in all different places. Definitely plan for this kind of stuff when you pack, as part of the reason you're going to Disney World is to enjoy the magic. So the more kind of fun little things that you can plan ahead of time really help build up your excitement before the trip. And these kind of things also make great souvenirs when you're home.